everybody. I'm David. Welcome. I'm the Alumni Director here at Brevard College, and welcome to our live campus tour to kick off virtual homecoming week. I just want to thank everybody that's watching now or maybe watching later. This wasn't maybe what we planned when we finished homecoming last year, but we're going to do our best to show you around campus. A lot's going on here at Brevard. We've had some major renovations, we've had some additions, we've got a lot of great news to report, and along the way we're going to be meeting some people around campus who can tell us about what's happening. They can let us know what's happening with academics, how student life is changing, and really what you can look forward to seeing once everybody's safe to come back onto campus. So right now we're here in the middle of what you would probably recognize. It's the academic quad. These buildings have been here since the late 50s and early 60s, and it's looking just how you probably remember it. Throughout the tour I'll give you, you will notice that I'll just stop talking occasionally, and that's just to let you take in the campus you love. So the quad here, recently renovated just last summer with the new pavers. It's looking gorgeous, just like the rest of campus. So I'll give you guys a minute to just take it in and enjoy. So some of what we'll be doing today is we will be going around looking at the different buildings, but also seeing the expansion that's happening across the college. I hope that you all have seen the good news that Brevard College is just ranked #1 in the South for colleges for undergraduate teaching. It's been a road to get there for sure. It's been a lot of hard work by a lot of dedicated faculty members. And we're going to talk to some people today that can probably give us a good sense of what went into that. One thing that I want you to know is that as we go around campus, we're going to do our best to get into the buildings and to see what's going on here. Might have some students walk behind us, not really sure how that'll work, but that's the exciting part of doing this live. And right now we've got Dr. Scott Sheffield, who you all may know.
Yeah,
we're
hope so.
live on the air here, and he's going to tell us about some of the academic programs that have been going on and some of the great, just the great progress that's happening here. So,
Yeah.
So I was just telling him that we just got the news from the U.S. News and World Report.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, it's great news. It's really, especially, dealing with everything that the faculty is doing right now because of COVID and teaching socially distancing. It's really in a social distance classroom, which is really difficult. The fact that they got this recognition is just really something that's lifting their spirits. And the faculty should be proud. I'm proud to be a part of a faculty that's recognized in this way. And it's a long time coming, and it's something that we set a goal up for 10 years ago, actually, to say, can we become known for being the kind of teaching institution that we want to be? We didn't know. But 10 years later, here we go. We are. And it's been a lot of work with a lot of people. So it's exciting, and people are seeing that we're doing something special in and out of the classrooms, inside and outside the classroom, because that's the key.
Sure.
Clyde Carter, I know many alums will know Clyde. He always talked about the classroom without walls, and that's essentially what we have. Experiential education is about direct experience and focused reflection, and we take that into every class. Doesn't mean every class goes outside.
Sure.
It just means we try to do those things consistently all the way through the curriculum. What we call comprehensive experiential education, and not experiential education as an add-on, like some schools do. They put it in a May term, or they put it in internships only. We do it from day one when they step on campus here, and they know it, and they know that's that's why they're here, to get that. Again, I'm just really proud of the faculty for getting this honor, and recognition. It's long deserved. Yeah. It's chilly this morning.
It is chilly this morning. I don't know, you probably
Got my
can see
jacket
our
on.
breath through our masks.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah.
would you mind taking us around a little
Sure,
bit?
sure,
You want to
sure.
show us sort of what a classroom looks
Yeah,
like here?
it's of course it looks a lot different now, but we spent a lot of time this summer, sort of reorganizing all the classrooms. We literally moved hundreds of pieces of furniture to make the classrooms socially safe and for social distancing. And that was quite a Herculean effort on the part of the entire community. And but we got there, and it's working. And we know our students really wanted to come back and have the face-to-face interaction. Our faculty have worked tirelessly to figure out how to keep doing what we do in a different kind of environment. And it's been hard for them. It really has, but we're pulling it off, and they're figuring it out. I like to say we're right now in the middle of the biggest experiential collaborative learning process that the college has ever seen. With the students, because they're learning how to do it too. So the students and the faculty are learning in the way that we always do, experientially, right?
Absolutely.
Never done this before, so we'll figure it out.
So here we're going to walk into, as we call it, this building was just recently renovated.
The first two floors are just,
So you can see when students only come in here, do the facial recognition thing. I got my badge on. They get a badge showing that they've had their temperature taken. And they also have to do an online survey that shows that they're okay. It comes to class.
Just because, like,
So you can't come in or do anything unless you do that. Let's see. Nobody in here. That's good, because this room will show you, give you a sense of renovations that have been done. For alums that haven't been here a while, if I can figure out how to turn this on.
Lights are the trickiest part.
Yeah, looks like it.
So certainly a socially distant classroom, but I think it's neat that you
Yeah.
there's so much technology thrown in here that
Right.
is not around.
This, for alums that have been here, hadn't been here a while, about 3-4 years ago, this used to be a sloped, old-fashioned theater classroom, and we totally transformed it. We've got, as you see now, it's got 2 smart boards, two dual smart boards. If it wasn't in the socially distanced environment, normally what you would have, if you see the TVs around, this would be a pod classroom where you have 5 students sitting at each TV. So you can have electronic work going on while the professor's up here doing stuff. It's quite an amazing renovation that we did in here. Part of Canon Foundation grant money that we did. This used to be a computer lab, and with students having iPads and everything now, we don't really need a lot of stationary computer labs.
Sure.
So we revised this to make it into a very flexible classroom that can do electronic work. There's a lot of performance space, so if you want to have students do things in class, there's a lot of room. And this is pretty much the model we use for all the new classrooms. Of course, with COVID, we can't do pods because you have to be 6 feet apart. If you notice, this is 6 feet. There's supposed to be a dowel in here that's actually 6 feet long. And we carry around and make sure every one of them is 6 feet apart.
Sure.
And of course, they have to wear their mask.
Sure.
And we've also set up, you can see the camera here. And there's an omnidirectional microphone here. They're adding these through all the classrooms now so that if a student is in isolation or quarantine, they can zoom in to the class, right? So we're adding that technology so that if they have to temporarily be out of class, they can still participate if they're able, obviously. We've been working hard to get that. It was pretty tricky because the trick is this thing is actually the omnidirectional speaker because this camera will not pick up sound in the room. All the classrooms now have microphones too, so when a professor's teaching with a mask on, it's harder to enunciate.
Sure.
So they wear the microphone
in even the smallest classrooms, so they don't have to talk too loud. You know, because the louder you talk, the more aerial spray you use, right? So we want to limit that. And in some of the bigger rooms, you know, you'd have to scream to be heard. So we've added a lot of technology, as you can see.
I would imagine this is a little different for a lot of our audience here.
Yeah.
So Scott, how long have you been at Brevard College?
Oh gosh, I think I'm in my 27th year
Uh-huh.
and my 9th year as Dean of Faculty.
Yeah.
Vice President of Academic Affairs and Dean of the Faculty. And it's been an amazing experience.
Yeah.
This year, I have to say, is different than anyone I've
Sure.
ever had before. But it's been an amazing transition.
So COVID notwithstanding, what do you think has been the biggest change for the college in your time?
You know, I think the biggest thing that's happened over the last 10 years is really just the focus on experiential. In particular, what I'm most proud of is our collaborative partners, how we've taken many of the programs here in the campus and connected them to the community.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at the science programs, they're connected to the Pisgah Astronomical Research Institute. An astronomical research institute about 30 minutes up the road that just allows us to do all kinds of wonderful things. Of course, they use the forest. We work with U.S. Forest Service and the state parks agency for the science department. In the English department, we have a collaboration for a writers conference, nationally known writers conference now, that we partner with the Transylvania County Library, the Friends of the Library. You know, you go around the different, and the Music Center, of course.
Sure.
Our partnership with the Brevard Music Center has really grown. That's what we've done, really, is to create an experiential educational philosophy in which collaboration with institutions and partners throughout the community help us complete the education of the students and take them outside the classroom and give them a lot of real life experiences, you know, in the field, CRJ, criminal justice, working with the Brevard Police Department and the Sheriff's Office. Students come here and almost from the beginning, they begin to have experiences with our collaborators.
That's excellent.
And so that's really, I think, one of the reasons why we're recognized as such a good undergraduate teaching institution, because a lot of times those are the kind of experiences you only get in graduate school, right? But we give those to our students as much as we can from the very beginning. Sure. A lot of you in first-year classes will interact with our collaborators. You know, in the science program, we have the NSF grant that made little robots. Students learning how to use rovers to learn how to do things in the classroom.
Sure.
You know, that kind of thing has been extraordinary over the last 10 years. That's really transformed what we do.
Yeah.
And now, of course, we have new stuff coming, you know, even more things coming with the intensive learning opportunities. COVID sort of put a hold on that a little bit.
Sure.
It's hard to get out. But we're planning to do a whole general education program where intensive learning opportunities outside the classroom, there'll be 8 to 10 of those a year. They're a lot like Willie immersion trips, but in all different areas. That we're hoping to do. And of course, right now we're considering some master's programs, low residential master's programs that will be coming in a year or two. So, you know, some of the alums out there, if you want to get another Brevard degree, it may be possible soon. We're looking at emergency management and homeland security for criminal justice majors, and then human performance for exercise science majors. So those are coming soon. There's some other ones we're looking at as well, but they'll be low residential, so you can stay wherever you are, take about 80% of the curriculum online, and then come back to Brevard for some residential components, and you get to come back to campus for 2 intensive weeks or so, you know?
That sounds like a pretty nice place to...
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're hoping is a lot of our alums will want to do that,
Sure.
right? You know, and we can schedule it in such a way where they don't have to be for a long period of time, but they can have short, very intensive learning opportunities on campus in the area. So that's all the exciting stuff that has happened, is gonna happen.
It is
nonstop.
exciting. There's a lot of, I think one of my favorite things about what's happening now is just how focused on the students everything is. It's
Yeah.
just, that really hasn't changed, I would imagine,
No, it has
over
not.
all the years.
No, it really hasn't, and, you know, our students still say the faculty are the greatest, and
Yes.
the personal relationships are just still the most important thing, you know. And, speaking of professors, there's
Professor Tim Powers.
yeah, I noticed he had to take his glasses off too to get his badge.
Still hates me, it won't do it.
That's really.
Well, we appreciate your time, Scott.
Sure,
We're
no
gonna
problem.
take them around campus and just let everybody see
Okay.
all the great stuff that's happening, but we appreciate your insight.
No problem. And thanks for doing this. Hope I see people virtually.
Yes.
I'll try to participate in stuff. I know some alums that have told me they're coming.
Perfect.
Actually, some are coming to campus.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll see them around. Okay.
All right.
All
Thank
right,
you so
thanks
much,
a lot.
Scott. We appreciate you.
See you later.
Sorry about that.
So one of my favorite things about what Scott just said was just how much is happening for the students and for, you know, to set them up for success in the real world. It's sort of the calling card right now for Brevard College. So it was really nice to hear from him. We're going to make our way across campus now to the villages where they're just starting a new project on campus here. It's going to be pretty interesting, I think, and you're going to hear from Dr. Deanna, who was instrumental in really designing, thinking about what's needed to be over there, and she's going to give us some insight. But along the way, I'll probably stop talking, let you guys just enjoy campus. We're going to cross in front of the library. I'm not sure how many of you spent any time in there, but we'll walk across that way through the residential quad where you can see the same beautiful buildings that were here during your time, across Kings Creek and then over to the villages. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut for a little bit and let you guys just enjoy. Looks like we've got a few leaves changing here, which is beautiful. There's that gorgeous tree in front of the library, of course. Now we're going to make our way into the residential quad so you can see a lot of the residence halls that have been here for a while. We have Jones down there. I don't know that you can see Beam at the moment. And then far down there is our newest residential building, Standback Hall. This is really the heart of campus still. We have the Student Center, we have Dunham Hall. It's really still remains. think we would have to point out Green Hall over here, which seems to me people who live in Green are very, very proud of that hall, so we ought to let you just take that one in for a minute. All right, now we're coming to my favorite part of campus, which is Kings Creek. It's just the most beautiful little spot. And we're gonna walk across that bridge there and over towards the villages. So I'll point out a few spots. We've got the Porter Center over here. If you haven't been on campus in a while, that is where most of the performances and any kind of larger events are usually held in the Porter Center. We've got the gym over here to the right, which we'll be returning to in a little bit, right after we come to the villages. So for those of you who stayed in the villages, this is going to look a little bit different because there's some really big projects going on here. And we've got the mastermind of it. She's going to join us here, Dr. Deanna. She's going to let us know exactly what's going on here and why. How are you? Say hi to our alumni friends joining us live.
This is Debbie.
So Debbie's going to show us around and let us know what's happening over here in the villages. And so you want to take us through?
Sure, Dave.
All right.
So you can see the big construction site over here at the villages, and I don't know how many of you guys were here when the villages were built, but one of the things that we've always was frustrating about the villages is it didn't seem like a true community down here. And so with the addition of the new residence hall, it will create that community feel of a true village, and not, you know, we're building it in 3 different phases. So the first phase will have 50 beds in there, and it'll have a common space that will be used for all the village units. And then, so that'll create more of a community area for them, because now the villages have individual living units, but there's not that large common space for everyone to gather and create a large community at the villages. So that new residence hall will give us that feel. The other thing that it's going to do for us is update the current villages. So it'll all look alike. It'll have that cohesive feel and that community feel of being down in their own little community at Brevard College. We are also going to have some outdoor recreation space that will be built. There'll be a nice fire pit, maybe some outdoor sand volleyball court. So again, just so we can do some things to create that community feel of over 200 people living in one area. And it's hard to believe that's how many people live here, but it's over 200, which will be even more at that point. The other thing that we're adding on is we're going to use one of the pavilions will become a staff apartment. So we'll have a full-time live-in staff member, which we don't currently have at the villages. So it'll also create a space for somebody to help develop that live-learn community down here in the villages.
We should walk over and just take a look at the little field here. It's not,
Hey,
we're not too far along on the project. When do we expect this to be completed?
so the completion date is around July 1st.
Oh, wow.
With the has to be finished by August 1st, so of 2021. So it'll be open in the fall. I think it's it's a tight timeline, but because of enrollment growth and the need for additional housing, it's important that it's open in August. And so we'll have an additional 50 beds. We are currently using Brevard Music Center for housing. We have 36 students out there, so now we can bring everybody back on campus, which is really what we want and desire to do that. So, but it's not just about housing.
Sure.
You know, it's about programming and building that community within our student body to create that live learning atmosphere down here.
We were just talking to Scott Sheffield about all the great things that are happening in the classroom, and I think it's so similar here, right? We're still
It
building
is.
that community, building those individual relationships. I know a lot of our alumni look back fondly on their time at the villages, especially. There's something about this end of campus that fosters that sort of camaraderie.
Yeah, you know, I think that was the whole premise behind building these types of units, is that you do create that community within your living unit because you're isolated from other students within your unit, and so but the one thing that it's missing was that gathering place for all village students to go, and that's what this will give us. It'll give us that large gathering space that will be open to all the village units and not just within their own unit.
That's neat. So why 57 beds, is it? Something like that, right?
Yeah, it's around 50 to 57 beds because that's really what we want to make sure that we can fill the residence halls, and we don't want to build something that we don't yet need. And so by building it in 3 units, that'll allow us to gradually grow, which is what we need to do, is to gradually grow. And 57 is a good number for us because in housing, you don't want to ever be at 100% capacity. And the past 3 years, we've been about 97%. So that doesn't give us a lot of wiggle room.
Sure.
So the extra 57 beds will give us some empty spaces in other places on campus that will, again, create that good living community for our student body.
That's wonderful. I think it's great to know that people our alumni know this, of course, how great Brevard is, but it's like the word is out. We're increasing record enrollments 3 straight years now, right?
We are, and a lot of that's because of people are staying. 7 years ago, our first to second year retention rate was 52%. The year before last, it was 69%. This year was 61%, and we're blaming COVID for that. And we really feel like a lot of students didn't come back, but they deferred for a year. And we hope they come back in the spring and then again in the fall. And so it's a great time to be at Brevard. It's a wonderful place to be always, but now with the growth and the excitement, it's a good time to be here.
Absolutely. We're about to head over to talk to Miranda, but I wanted to
okay.
thank you for your time doing this. This has been wonderful to have the inside scoop here on what's going on. It's been great.
Thank you guys. Thanks for including us.
I'm going to walk over this way to the gym, which is probably, I would imagine most of you would recognize the gym for just what it was and what it is still. We're going to be meeting with the athletics director, Miranda Nash, because some of the most visible changes happening on campus are related to athletics. The student athlete experience is really changing here. So she's gonna give us a tour. We're gonna meet a few people along the way, and we're going to see some of the new facilities that are really going to change the student athlete experience here. So let's see here. Miranda now. Say hi to our alumni live on Facebook.
Hi, everybody.
The first ever virtual campus tour for homecoming.
Sorry you guys couldn't be here this weekend. We're all missing you. It feels so wonderful up here. And I can't wait to show you a little bit about what's going on with athletics.
Gosh, big changes, right?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, you know, when everyone else is kind of like shutting down and holding on to things, we were still holding on to a lot of things, but we were able to move forward with some pretty major projects that are going to impact our student athletes and our coaches right away this year.
Yeah. So give us a sense of like the scope here. Like how big
Yeah.
are we talking? What's
You know, I was here from 2010 to 2015. I never thought that I would see some of the things that I'm seeing now, and I'm just so excited, you know, for alum to come back to campus and see something completely different that you'll probably be very jealous of. But hopefully you can see it as pride. You know, come back to campus, feel proud of where you graduated from, where you gave so much time and energy to, and really just going to lead to a lot of success for us in the future.
Absolutely. So we're going to come take a look
Yeah.
inside, right? So there have been changes inside and out this
Right,
year.
absolutely. So one of our biggest changes came early on in the summer with the Bo and Barb Holsey Athletic Admin Suite. Come through here. This was a gift given by Board Chair Barbara Holsey and her husband Bo. And this brought all of our administrators into Boshemer Gymnasium, which is huge. If you were here before, you knew you had to walk across campus to talk to us. Now you can come to the gym, get treated, come talk to us, and then go straight to practice. So this space is huge for our students and our coaches and our staff. So we're going to show you that right now.
And if you're a recent alum, you might see your picture up here too.
So we've got 6 offices in this space, along with a work study desk out front. So we'll just take you through our offices. There's our men's basketball coach and assistant athletic director, Lee Burgess, to say hey to everybody.
Hello, hello.
So the first office naturally is going to be mine. And if you'll see in the window sills over there, that's actually the bleachers from our Ox Gym repurposed. So we were able to repurpose some things and really make that special touch in this office complete. Next office we have Assistant AD SWA Stephanie Johnson. And Miles. This also serves as our mail suite for every coach in the department. So there's a one-stop shop for them to have a central location. Then we have our Director of Business Operations and Head Cheer and Dance Coach, Molly Pinland, who's an alum. She was SAC President when she was here. And next to her, our Director of Compliance and Academic Services, Angie Mascaro. And then we've got Patrick Hall, a recent alum. He's on staff with us this year and working hard for us every single day. Next office, we have Phil DeMont Mullen, who's our Sports Information Director. And our last one is our Digital Media Director and Assistant Sports Information Director, Joseph Marvin.
So I love how beautiful this is, but it's also so great to have, just to have everybody in one spot. It really makes that student athlete experience just so much better, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And it's just, they can pop in, worksite students can pop in and sign things instead of tracking across campus. We have moved Chick Martin, his bus now lives in this suite. And then there's one big wall graphic that's going to go here. It's been complicated with dealing with not sheetrock, so we're trying to find some creative solutions to get that out there.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Chick Martin, I think most of our alumni would
Yeah.
recognize right away, of course.
Absolutely.
Maybe not the neck gaiter, but
And I'm not sure, you know, how publicly we've shown our weight room space, but I'd like to show that on the way out to the field.
absolutely. So over here is the BC Hall of Fame, which I'll give a little teaser on
Yeah.
Friday. We'll
Yep.
be inducting 3 new members,
Yeah,
right?
we will. Yep. at noon.
That'll be.
We will officially unveil it, and then 6, 7, and 8 o'clock that night, we'll have a StreamYard of them with some special guests presenting all along the way. So
That'll be
make
on
sure you
there.
tune in.
It'll be on your Brevard College Athletics Facebook.
It will, yes, yep. So we'll walk now over to our weight room. And this used to be the old pool, so I'm not sure. We've got a wide range of people watching.
Absolutely.
So this was the pool. It was turned into the weight room. I know in 2010 is when it was filled in. I don't think it was completed until about 2015. It's going to get some new lights this year, some much needed lights in here. So this is our weight room space, and also as well as 4 locker rooms. That overlooks the turf field. Pretty soon we'll overlook the press box that'll be constructed. So this has served our 415 student athletes greatly. Awesome, so out to the turf.
Absolutely. So I think for those of you watching along, this is going to be probably the biggest change you'll see throughout this tour, I would imagine.
Yeah, we've got some excited student athletes and coaches. So we extended the turf field, added 1 grandstand, and provided a new field house that's going to house 6 of our sports. There will be a press box constructed to be completed August 1st of next year. That'll have suite style. It'll be beautiful, all glass front, and it'll be the width of the stand. So when you go past them, the press box will be as large as the stands. It'll also have restrooms, concession stand, and a spirit store in the bottom.
Wow. Such a change out here, and we've got head football coach Bill Kayat to talk to us as well, which I know he's probably the most excited man on campus about all of this. How are you, Coach?
Believe it or not, I'm actually smiling right now. You just can't see it through this mask. But welcome to the enhanced Ives Lamel field, which now includes football, as you can see by these uprights. But I really appreciate you coming out to check out our facility now for upcoming spring season and continuing on into the future. One thing that we're really excited about here for our players is that here on campus, this is where they live and this is where they learn. So there's a sense of familiarity for these players. And now they get to be at a place they can truly call home. And, you know, as far as bringing football to campus, I really think it's an incredible opportunity to heighten interest in the football program and enhance attendance. So now, on any given Saturday, heck, you may be thinking you want to be right over here by the creek, and all of a sudden the resounding cheers of somebody scoring a touchdown and it's carrying over there, and they want to say, hey, what in the world is going on? There are people that can look right out of their dorm rooms and see. So just really wonderful, both for the players and for anyone interested at all in the Brevard College football program. And you know, as far as the layout and how we're going to go about entering the field, all that type of stuff is yet to be determined. But it's really going to be interesting to see how the players make this field their own. So right now there are no traditions set as far as pre-game protocol, as far as what they want to do when they come running out of whatever room or tunnel, depending on how we want to set it up. But it will really be a wonderful thing for all of these players to be in a place in which they are comfortable. And I think that that will breed success, continued success, for this football team. You see the home bleachers right here, and still a work in progress. We are getting closer to getting some press box and things of that nature that will really finish this off. But as you can see to this point, what a beautiful place. And if you can look around and pan the whole backdrop, I mean, it certainly is tremendous. Just the view, the energy. And over the years, we've been able to practice on this field. We never had lines, we never had uprights, but we were able to practice. And the energy that was naturally present when we would come out here made my job so much easier as a coach, because I didn't have to do anything to motivate these players. They came out as if that practice were a game, and now you can simulate game speed. Then, just off to the right here of these home bleachers, you can see a brand new facility. That brand new facility houses so much. So are you going to be taking a tour perhaps?
We are.
Okay, well, wonderful. So if you're going to go in there and see that, you'll see all the different sports that are involved, the classes that will be in there. But specifically for us in football, we have a beautiful locker room, giant open space, plenty of room for the guys to stretch out and do all the things they need to do to prepare for practice or a game. Attached to that is a very nice equipment room. So now we have our own space to work, whether that's handing out equipment, storing equipment, doing laundry. Everything is set up just beautifully for us. And we can't thank everyone enough for all of those that were involved, and whether it be fundraising or donating money, those doing the raising and asking, but we couldn't be more appreciative to Dr. Joyce for this vision, Juan Mascaro, and of course my immediate boss, Miss Miranda Nash, for really making this come to be. Because without all of the support, we would never ever have this chance for these players. It's something that's been on their wish list, and I mean, it was one that was so grand. I don't think that some of these players would have ever thought they'd be able to see it during their time here. Maybe once they became an alumnus, then they could say, hey, I went there.
Right.
But now they get to say that they've experienced it.
So one last question. Can you show everybody your ring from last year's bowl game?
Yeah, very nice.
Hey.
Okay, so for those that don't know, that is the ECAC Bowl Championship game against Carnegie Mellon. That was November of 2019. So we did make the trip up to Pittsburgh. We were invited thanks to our incredible regular season record. It was a record-breaking season for us, and we expect far more now in the future. We don't want that to be a flash in the pan. So, and certainly now the excuses now get limited because we have all these beautiful new amenities that certainly should enhance our chances at winning more games.
Thank you for taking us through here. I know you're excited about it. I know we have several other sports that are going to be on the field as well. So I mean, if you're an alum who played a field sport, this is your new home, right? This is for lacrosse,
Men's
soccer.
women's lacrosse, men's women's soccer. If you're a recent alum and you're a softball player, you would have played here. Now we have you back on the dirt field. So $30,000 was invested into the old facility to make it brand new. It's a beautiful red dirt facility, new speakers, and so they have a permanent home down there, unobstructed by other sports having to share. So it made the most sense to get a seventh sport off here when they had their home facility to go back to.
Well, thank you guys for
All
coming.
right, hey, COVID-19 day. Appreciate it. Enjoy.
All right,
Thank you.
We're going to make our way over to the field house that we were just talking about.
And I'm going to leave you guys in capable hands here. I see Director of Facilities, Burke Ulrey, waiting on some hard hats for you guys. Facility is not complete. We're hoping in the next 3 weeks actually is when we're supposed to be wrapping up, and then those sports will be able to move in as well as exercise science. But you guys are going to get to see a sneak peek, so enjoy. Not many people have been afforded that opportunity, and we can't wait to get in there and make it our own home, put graphics in and do all those things. So we're really excited. So excited for game days this spring. We're going to have 19 sports in season at the same time. So you're going to have so much opportunity to come up to campus. Hope you and your families are safe. And, when we get our schedules released, hopefully in November, we're going to set up some really cool things for you guys in the spring. And then, of course, next fall to get back on track here. So thanks so much for coming on the tour with us today. And hope that you make the trip out soon.
Thank you, Miranda.
All right.
We appreciate your time.
See ya.
All right, so we are, yes, headed to the new field house. And like Miranda said, you guys are really some of the first people to get a look inside this building. It's still being completed, but the exciting thing is, as alumni, this is your home too. So you really have this opportunity to see what's next and how you, just what you can expect to see once you come back on campus. And we're going to be met over here, I believe, by by the man behind the whole thing. This is one of the strong who's going to be leading us over here as well. So I'm sure many of you are familiar with here along the start. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
We're doing well. We're just seeing all the exciting changes and expansions around campus.
Absolutely, we're about to be done with this field house here.
Wonderful. Are we able to take a look around?
Absolutely. The only thing is you need a hard hat.
I can do that.
So let me talk to Coach. Do you have another hard hat? We need one for Megan.
I've got mine.
You got mine? You got yours? So you're gonna put this on.
All right.
And we'll go in real quick and show you around.
Wonderful.
So this is about a 10,000 square foot field house. Let's start out here. Sure. Then we can go ahead and you can do the measurements. But it is going to host football, men's soccer, baseball, women's soccer, softball, and women's lacrosse. It's going to have a human performance lab. It's going to have a classroom. It's going to have laundry facilities. It's going to have a human performance lab, classroom. So we'll go inside and we'll take a peek.
Sure. We were just talking to Miranda about how this just changes the student athlete's experience.
Absolutely, 100%.
As a coach, you know that for sure, right?
Absolutely, 100%. And just being able to have something that is, you know, state of the art. So I'll try to take you through the main door.
Wonderful.
So let's go down here. Yeah. So you guys enjoying the tour?
We can only assume. It's been interesting to take them around campus. I'm sure a lot of our alumni haven't been back on campus for a bit.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
This is pretty different for them, I'm assuming. If you guys do have any questions, you can leave them in the comments on this video, and we'll do our best to get to them after
Hey,
this
this
is done.
guy's the best site superintendent there is. Say hi. Hi. You're live, man.
So, you guys get the
So this
the
is
first
main
look.
door. Main entrance of the facility. As you can see, we have this small building right here that used to be the men's soccer and baseball locker room. We incorporated this building into the big building and used it to take advantage of all the space we could. We're hopeful that this is going to be done by the end of the month. So November 1st is the day that we plan on moving in. Wow. So this side here's 5 offices. This is for our football staff. Over here they have 5 offices for the coaches. We have bathrooms, we have a closet here. This is our human performance lab. Doing wonderful, sir. How about you?
Getting back. And this would be the space that Scott Sheffield was talking to
Yes,
us about.
this is the space that Scott Sheffield was talking
When he
about. So this is
mentioned
the
the-
human performance lab, and that's the faculty office.
So when he mentioned upcoming graduate programs, one of those would be in
Correct.
this space.
Correct. As we move into the facility, this one is the women's lacrosse locker room. You've got your mechanical room. And we're gonna let this young man go up. You can go up, sir. No problem. Here we go into the women's side. You got your women's bathroom. Then you have your women's soccer locker room.
Which would be the room you're most excited
I'm
for.
sure Megan is excited to see this one.
Megan is our camerawoman. She's a proud alumna and a proud women's soccer star.
Oh, thank you.
We miss
Ryan.
her dearly. Next, we have a classroom. This classroom is going to be used obviously by faculty to, partner in classes they wish, and it's going to be used by probably teams in the afternoon to have team meetings and video and all that stuff. This is going to be an athletic training room. We have the main one in the gym, but we'll have another athletic training room here. This is one of the rooms we're more excited about. We're going to have our own laundry facility. They're installing washers and dryers. Now we go to the men's side. Same deal. We have a men's bathroom, and then we have baseball and men's soccer.
I would imagine for many of our viewers, this is very exciting to see these spaces really coming together for their
It should be,
sports.
for sure. Here, if we go to the right, we're going to go into a suite of about 5 offices for soccer and softball coaches. Here we have head coaches and assistant coaches' offices.
So what makes this building so important for the students here?
It houses almost 300 student athletes. I mean, that in itself, it just changed the whole experience of about 300 students. The gym has been our home for a while, but the gym is a building from 1960, so it's a little tired. And just getting 300 students out of the gym and into a new facility that it has the field across, the field is, 20 feet from it. So that is just going to change the student athlete experience, and just having something that is your home, that you can go home and that it's yours and it's a good space. It's a space that you can be proud of. I think it's just,
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
student athlete experience is incredible.
I know some of our alumni might be a little jealous now.
Some of them are, yeah.
But just know that this is really going to change the way that student athletes, just do what they do here at Brevard.
This is the football locker room. The football was at the Willie Barn.
Yes.
So we renovated for the Willie program. So we took football out of there and put it in there. And that created a great opportunity to revamp that barn.
Oh yeah, we're headed there next
It
too.
looks beautiful.
It really does. We're gonna head there.
It really looks beautiful. That gave us a great opportunity
Sure.
to give Willie a home. That, we have them in the basement of Jones, and it's one of our signature programs. And now, they have their own home that they can be there for a while. Absolutely. Sure.
What a perfect segue.
Absolutely.
We are headed that way next. This is really great. I'm excited to see this, just the transformation of the campus, but really first look at a brand new building. It's really incredible. Great opportunity.
Perfect. Have you shown them the site for the new residence hall?
We have, yes. We talked with Dr. Dana there.
Okay.
About that. It's cool. A lot of exciting things.
A lot of exciting things. Never a dull moment here at Brevard College, for sure.
We appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
All right.
Take care.
We're gonna walk over towards the barn, and I'm gonna let our camera lady just show you around for a little bit as well. We're gonna walk past the track, which for my money has the best view on campus. Give another look at the turf field as well. over here to the left, the baseball field, and then we have the nice beautiful blue track with the great mountain views all around us. So our next stop is going to be the barn, which was renovated this past summer to be the permanent home for the Willie program, the Wilderness Leadership Experiential Education. It's a signature program here, as you probably know, but they haven't had a permanent home since, for a while now. So over the summer, the barn was renovated and football moved out. That was their locker room. They moved out and they're headed to the beautiful building you just saw. And Willie left the basement of Jones and got its nice new permanent home right here on Kings Creek in the barn. The barn got a complete renovation. It's now home to larger classrooms so that the Willie students can plan their immersions. But it also is it provides a lot of opportunity for expansion as well. And so I'm excited to show you guys exactly what's happening down here as well. Now, if we're looking back up the street, you can see that we just walked over the stream, but then this is also that newer residence hall, Standback Hall. And back here, going all the way up Jones. And now we get a view of the barn, which clearly has undergone a little bit of a transformation here, with that nice blue color. So I know if any Willie alumni are out there watching right now, this is your new permanent home for your program. It was renovated with Willie in mind specifically, so a lot of what we'll see in here serves the needs of that program, which is a very specific program to Brevard College. So about a year ago, this would have been one giant open space with lots of lockers in it. And now we have a beautiful renovated space for Willie. We have a collaborative learning space here. And then if you come in here, which is, I think, the most interesting room. This is where Willie will plan their immersion semesters and their Voice of the Rivers program. It looks a little chaotic to me, but I know that there's a plan behind all of this somewhere. And if you're a Willie alum, you probably know what the plan is already. So one of my favorite things about this renovation is just how flexible the spaces are. We heard Scott Sheffield earlier telling us about the flexibility of the classroom in MG, but really this was designed to be flexible for Willie students so that they could do things, they could plan together, they could move things around, they can work on a lot of the technical things they do as well. It really serves a lot of needs. And then we're going to head downstairs, which has some renovated space for faculty offices. And then we'll head on outside and back to the Alumni House where we'll end our tour. Just a nice renovated space here. Hello. We even have faculty members here. We're on Facebook Live doing a tour right now. You guys can say hello. We have Dr. Kresge, who is the head of the Willie program. And then we also have the legendary Robert Dodd.
And Dr. Will Hobbs, who is the coordinator for Willie.
There we go. So we're just giving our alumni a peek of all the new things on campus.
Oh, that's exciting.
Thanks for touring the barn.
Yeah, we're glad you're
Absolutely.
here.
We're excited to have this space for you guys. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Y'all should check out the boat barn next
Yeah,
door.
it's exciting.
Colorful.
And more to
lots
come,
going on.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's really nice too.
So we'll head to the boathouse and then we'll,
There you go. Thanks.
we'll make our way.
Thank you.
Nice to see you guys.
So, yeah,
So
I don't
yeah,
know.
out
I didn't
here
really have
is,
a fully baked idea.
Another one thing I know that Willie is excited about is the storage capacity back here as well. Willie comes with a lot of stuff, and now they have space for it, which is really exciting for them. They're calling this their boathouse. Hey, how are you? I'm doing well. How are you? Good. We're doing a Facebook Live tour here for our alumni who couldn't make it back to campus for homecoming. So we're just showing everybody around. Awesome. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Hey. Hope you guys are well. We're doing well here. First time in the history of the program we haven't had to carry kayaks into a basement, either at Ross Hall or at Stanley. So it's exciting times.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we're going to make our way back to the Alumni House now, where we'll end the tour. But I hope that you all are as excited about some of these changes as clearly our faculty and our students and our staff are as well. So I'll let Megan just show you around on our way back, and we'll end our tour at the Alumni House. So as we make our way back up here, you get another glimpse of Jones, and I think we get a better view of Beam now, which I know is Megan's favorite place.
It is.
And you get a nice look at the newest residence hall, Standback.
What a beautiful day. So as we start to wind down our tour, I just want to thank everybody who's tuned in. Let you know that if you missed some of it, we're going to put this recording up on the Brevard College YouTube page as well. So you can go back and relive your favorite moments from the last hour or so. I also just want to say that if you want to know more about some of the reasons behind what's happening here, or how this all came to be, or even what's happening in Brevard College's future, we're going to do a Facebook Live Town Hall with President Joyce on Thursday at 7 p.m. It'll be right on the same Facebook page. So please tune in for that. He'll give you all the insight and he'll answer your questions too. So if you have questions for him, you can put them in the chat of that Facebook Live, and he will get to them to answer, what kind of questions you might have about the Brevard College. We're walking now almost to the Alumni House, which I just want to remind you that, without the pandemic, of course, this house is always open to you. We have different protocols right now because of COVID, but any time of year, anytime you're in town, stop by, come see us. We want to see you. Alumni make this campus come alive, and we enjoy it when you drop in. So the Alumni House over here is your home at Brevard College. All right, so once again, thank you all for joining us for this tour. I hope it's been informative. I hope you've enjoyed it. If there's any kind of question you might have, drop it in those comments and we'll see if we can get an answer for you. But thank you all for joining us here in beautiful Brevard, and we will see you at some other homecoming events for the rest of the week. Take care.